So look who we found here
Yeah.
in the Emerald Isle.
Ooh, the blue one.
Michele Brennan from Bridgeport.
Yes.
And even though Brennan's an Irish name, we've already found out that that's not your name.
No, it's the man's name.
It's the man's name,
the
but
man's
technically everyone's Irish, I think, once they come to Ireland.
Thank goodness.
So we saw you at JetCom yesterday. How's the event here compared to DC? Or
Fabulous. It was, I think the presentations here were terrific. It was a smaller group. However, I got to learn a lot from the two people that were presenting there. And there was the Q&A. Yo and Jasper. Oh, and I got to witness some of his little products that he had inside his suitcase where he was UV coating on the inkjet printed material. It made everything pop. For me, well, for us, our company with our T230, we are producing magazines off of it. And there's a lot of flood of color. And as you know, designers push the boundaries. So with pushing the boundaries and we go sometimes 60-70% color on the T230 because we never know what's coming in because everything's wet off the web. So internet, I should say, not the web, the paper. And I think this is going to really be terrific if this works, then we will do the same thing. So we're going to make a lot of good connections there yesterday. Yo and Jasper, definitely. We're going to meet up. We're going to talk about what they're using and how they're setting the heat up on it. I think it's going to be great.
That's fantastic.
It's going to save us a lot of money.
That's fantastic because that's exactly why they need the JetCom for community.
Right.
And you and the guys from Semeta are pretty much proving that model.
Yep.
And I'm sure that HP would be thrilled to know that.
Yeah.
So, excuse me, based on the programming yesterday, was there anything that stood out for you besides that?
Well, I think a lot of us that have been in the printing industry a long time, we get stuck in ruts about what products we sell. It just sells XYZ. I'm in book manufacturing, so a lot of times we think just books, but there's many other products that we can sell. And I think with Joe and Jasper bringing all the products that they sold, they must have 20, 30 different products. But I think the most important part, besides the products, was being able to do the personalization on the inkjet. That's a real value. And that will definitely come back. I'll take that back with me when I get back to the US and talk about to our team about how we can get more value per page. And of course, this UV that I talked about earlier, flesh tones, they popped. They're very acceptable to me. I used to be a graphic designer, so I can accept the quality off of what's coming off the inkjet. So I think that, yeah, products and the value of each sheet.
And what about the HDNA technology that they're bringing to the marketplace? How will that affect book manufacturing, do you think?
Well, we do a lot of color books as well as black and white. But for the color books, I think for us, our business is a little bit different than others. We are a true single book manufacturer. We tooled the whole company for single book manufacturing. Everything.
I'm sorry, what does that mean?
Single book means our largest order is a book of 2. Yes, I know, everybody makes the same face, but it is just 2 books. We do produce 250 books, 500. For the most part, the publishing houses that we are working with, and we work all over the country, all over the world, where they will send an order to us, and it may have 60, 70 books in an order. We have all of their PDFs sitting in our cloud or on our servers, and they just pull it and say we only need 2 of these books, fulfill them here, print 1 of these here. It's just the same as if you go onto Amazon and you order a book tonight. That 1 book, it may come to us and we may print it, bind it, and fulfill it. Just that 1 order.
Me?
Yep. We produce anywhere from 9,000 to 10, 15,000 books in a shift.
You're freaking me out right
I know. We are truly pushing the boundaries of our HP Indigos, our inkjet. Everything is done that way. That's a major part. We are really a print-on-demand business.
Yes, that's. And
I know.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. So having said that, we don't actually set the inkjet up with that piece that's in it that tells you how much ink you can put into a machine. You can run it at 100% ink, or you run it at 80% ink, and then the printer can save a little money because it looks, just as good. We don't know what's coming through, so we set up our inkjet right in the middle, around 89, 90%, and that way we're sure that everything's going to go through and looking nice. So with this HDNA capability that's coming into place, that's going to throw in those little extra dots. We won't have to think about the quality. It's just going to be nice every single time. That's the way I see it.
Right.
It might take a little time to get everything going. I understand it's not operator changed out. We'll get the phone call, and we'll probably have to block out some days there for our technician to come in and replace those pens. But we are a true candidate for that technology.
Right.
Because
and you were the company that one of your customers helped you pick the inkjet, correct?
Correct. We had a customer that we were currently working with. They had two vendors that they were working with, and in 2013 they approached us, the end of Q4, our busiest time of the year, Christmas books, right? Christmas giving, and they made us an offer we really couldn't refuse, but they were the ones that had already done their homework. We were looking at two different inkjets, and we printed off of both. They saw the quality. They're the ones that picked the T230, and we never looked back. I mean, like I said to Ms. McGrew earlier, they're our largest customer, and their business is building all the time. And I believe that our returns have, everyone makes a mistake in books. Something can happen, you don't catch it in quality. There's so many pages in a book, it's not like you're just looking at the same thing over and over again. So we have no problems in that regard. I mean, not to say zero, but we do. It's a lot less. It used to be somewhere around 8 or 9%. It's more like 3.
Damage control is under control, so to speak, cost-wise, because
Right.
you're not redoing plates, you're not,
Right. And
it's incredible.
And it's inexpensive anyway to print.
Right.
It's a great profit per page. It's wonderful.
So, as somebody who has actually invested in this technology, how important is the fact that it's upgradable versus needing to be replaced?
I've bought a lot of HP equipment in my last 22 years in this business. HP has always been the product of choice, the hardware of choice. And when you look at a machine that you just spent a couple $1 million for, yeah, it's great to know that it can be upgraded continually. I expect this is a trend that HP's made some investments into understanding and hearing us, the printers, talk about this. And I expect this is not going to be the first time I see something like this happen.
And if you were actually selling the inkjet presses, what would be one thing you would tell a printer why they need to have this?
Well, if it's a president, I would say stand there and watch the job come out and see how fast it comes out. The profit behind it per page is unbelievable. I mean, you can't compare it to anything else. Color is king. Always has been. I know there's a lot of black and white work out there. We do a lot of black and white work. That would be my suggestion, is like just the speed of the press itself. The quality is unbearable. It's very sexy looking. I love it when it starts up. It's like a race car. And I think, paper choices, there's plenty of them out there. So you're saving money on your clicks. Yeah, we're running regular offset paper through it. So the profit margins are huge. And if you're a black and white printer, convert it all. The halftones are still pretty good. I mean, I still think that everything on it is acceptable. And I think for me working with a lot of publishers, that industry in general been bleeding a little bit. So I think they're very pleased to see that they can make a profit. We can make a profit, they can make a profit on it.
You are fantastic. You are a wealth of information.
Thank you.
I just find you so interesting to speak with. I hope to see you many more times.
Oh, you will.
How can people get in touch with you? Your website, any contact information you want to share?
Yeah, my name again is Michele Brennan. Our website is BNB or Bindery, or you can just do Bridgeport.com or Bridgeport National. We've taken them all the domains. Bridgeport National Bindery. We're located in Agawam, Mass. 2 hours from Boston, 2 hours from New York City, and happy to have people come in, and we give tours all the time.
Thank you so much, and Eringo Bra to you.
Yeah, I hope so. I can't wait till Guinness.